Hello, the Chaire ETI from IAE Paris Sorbonne Business School is seeking to encourage all the actors, firms, public policies, NGOs and citizens to think and act together for important issues considering the objective for zero poverty, zero carbon and zero exclusion. Professor Yunus, we have three main questions to ask you. Considering social business, how social entrepreneurship helps to create inclusive economic value in order to fight against poverty?
Social business is a business to solve problems. Poverty is a problem, human problem. It's a historical problem we have never been able to overcome. So social business would be a very efficient way to address that issue of poverty. Because this is a business which is not aimed at profit making or profit maximization. Profit maximization blinds people. You don't see the problem, you see money. You smell money, you run after money. It's a greed-driven system. So social business is a dismissal of the greed part, bringing out the social aspect of human being, kindness in human being, being useful to others. That's what the social business is all about. But it's done in a sustainable way. It's not a charity that's one-way road. It goes, never comes back. Social business, you use the money again and again. And you create an entity which grows by itself. You don't need to push money into it to make it grow. So that's an important part of it. So social entrepreneurship is essential part of social business, but not all social entrepreneurship is social business. Only one specific social entrepreneurship is social business, where social entrepreneur doesn't want to take any profit out of the business. But social entrepreneurs as a whole, as a class, they can be taking profit too. Most of the social entrepreneurs take profit. So we are standing at the level where social entrepreneurs don't take any profit from the businesses they run. It's all dedicated to the purpose for which this is done. So if you bring into that picture, I think overcoming poverty would become much easier, much faster than anything that we have done so far.
For social inclusion, how to promote it through the solidarity-driven economy?
Social inclusion is very important. But I put it a different way. I say no social exclusion, zero exclusion, so that we define where we want to go. Inclusion means something you have done, something you have not done. You did 1-2 steps, but you have a mile to go. That's inclusion. But zero exclusion means we have to go to the whole mile. There's no gap in between. So I would say social zero exclusion is the target, and it can be achieved. If you get rid of those ideas of businesses where the only thing you see, only thing you run for is making money for yourself. Human being has a self-interest, so you want to make money for yourself, but economics has made us forget that we also have a collective interest, general interest, social interest. That social interest part is never included in economics, and that's why we created a very lopsided economy. All the wealth of the world goes to only few people. And that's what the economy is all about. We want to create, and it can be done, we want to create a world where wealth will be shared by everybody. Nobody will amass all the wealth in one hand or two hands and something like that. So that's the direction that we have to go. That's where social zero exclusion is the most important thing, and we can achieve it. Nothing is impossible for human being. Only thing, we have to put our mind into that. If we mind into that in a very clear fashion, like zero exclusion, then it will happen. If you talk about inclusion, it will half-hearted, it will continue, you'll never know how to end it. So I would rather say, this is our goal and we are going to achieve it.
With the importance of zero carbon objective, how climate policies can be helped by this solidarity-driven economy?
If when you talk about the environment, again the fault is problem is created by the present system of economy. Money-driven economy, profit-driven economy. So when you are profit-driven, you forget everything else. You ruin the whole world. Still you continue, you don't care for that. Because collective interest is not included in economics. Economics is not, in that sense, it's not a social science. It's a very personal science. It's very business science. You want to make money, that's simple as that. The rest is just window dressing to make that happen. I say in order to make economics, you have to, as a social science, you have to bring social issue into it. So then it becomes a social science. Then you have to imagine a person that you're building the economic theory for is someone who is not only driven by self-interest, also driven by social interest. Only if you put that person in the center, everything else will happen. Today you put only the person who's driven by self-interest. So you do very selfish things, no problem. And you, in the process, you create problem for others. That's why the environment came. You destroy the environment. Who created all these problems? God didn't create all these problems. We human beings created all these problems because we were driven by wrong ideas, wrong thinking, wrong institutions. So we have to rebuild those institutions. We have to undo those thinking. Only then planet can be saved. But time is very essential. We don't have much time. So whatever we have to do very fast. Because we are in a disaster path. We have no time. If you go in the direction at the speed what we have to speed up in a very, very fast to make sure we fix our businesses first. Why do we have to still have fossil fuel industry? And it's growing, not only it exists, it's growing. And plastic industry, why does it grow? We know it's harming the planet, but we let it grow. And we make all kinds of arguments that, oh, this is a profit making, you cannot stop them. That's not the way, because profit making has ruined the world. So if you let it go like that, then there's no question of survival for us. So in order for survival, we have to be very tough, we have to be very fast, and make sure we run the economy in a completely different way. It will be driven by collective interest, mostly. Maybe there will be self-interest a little bit, but not 99% self-interest. So we have to redesign that and make it work.